Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Today is January 25th, 2024. Right now it is not 1, it's 8:14 a.m. Market's going to open in about 16 minutes. Got the NASDAQ futures contract up here. A little bit different look today. We've only got we've got naked charts today. We've only got VWAP and volume profile going on these bad boys. It's getting a little bit too busy for me, so I took some of these guys off. We're going to see what happens. We're trading the Take Profit Trader evaluation account today. You can see it down there. We've been flat basically the last 3 days, up a few $100, down, up a few $100, down. So we're going to try to swing for the fences. Is that a saying? Swing for the fences. We're going to try to hit it hard today. Try to get the needle moving on this thing a little bit. Let's start with our higher time frames and take a look at what we got going on. I don't want this one. I want this one. Here is a 4-hour. I'm trying to see if I can find a nice trend line. I mean, there's really not a solid trend line on this thing. Talked about this real vertical trend line here on the 4-hour, just going straight up, broke through it. Now we're coming back to the upside. Maybe it wants to test the backside of this. It's quite a ways up there, though. If we go a little more micro, we can just see this is kind of a little bit of a pullback. We can see here we've got this level of support. This would be a demand zone if you want. You could also call it a support. I don't really know the difference between supply, what's it called? Supply and demand, and support and resistance. I think it's just a marketing game. But big support zone down here, pushing away from it, made new high up here, higher high, higher low, bullish uptrend at the moment. We got a little bit of an up channel. Let's draw that out as I'm around here. Bit of an up channel going on. I think this guy. So maybe we're 17,900 in the works. I don't know. We'll see. But that seems like if it's gonna keep pushing, that might be where it wants to go to. A nice psych number. It's 200 points away though. Quite a move for it on the day. I did not take a look at the daily. I don't know. So extended. I can probably just keep it on the weekly. Let's take a look at the weekly. I should have started with the weekly. My bad. Weekly, nice tight little up channel here. We've been going in, still going into it. 17,800. Maybe the top of this maybe at the top of that channel. I think that this thing is just going to keep going up. And if you are a swing trader, you're just looking to buy pullbacks on it, hold it for a little bit. Intraday trading, though, is a little bit different. We're trying to get intraday move, and I think the last few days we've been pretty right on our overall analysis. It's just when you trade futures, they're so leveraged, particularly when you trade full-size minis. It's just so much leverage that you've got to be really precise in your entries, and take profit as well. When you trade the micros and you scale in, you're able to hold those positions a little bit longer, endure a little bit more of a drawdown, and endure more noise, if that makes sense to you. Some of the fake outs as well. Let's look at this 5-minute. Let's look at the hourly. Like a cup and handle. Is that what this thing is? I don't know. It's come down. We've got a little bit of a pullback here. Maybe trying to make that next move up 17,800. Big area of resistance up there. Again, I'm really just looking to try to go long on it. Today we've got an low volume node coming in here. I need to be careful though, because I don't want to get too attached to my idea, and then I can't actually see what's going on with the price for that day. Looking generally bullish, which means it's probably going to crash when the market opens. So 5-minute, you can see this big vertical spike here. 5-minute. These were on GDP numbers that came out this morning, which we can talk about here in a minute. They came out at 7:30 my time, which is Central Time. Oh my God, I have a million tabs open. Holy smokes. I was doing my taxes last night. What am I looking at? Right, we want to look at the economic calendar. Let's take a look at these numbers. Initial jobless claims were more than expected. So that's actually kind of good for interest rates. We kind of want the economy to keep, at pace. We don't want exploding because then they may raise interest rates to try to cool it off. GDP came in much higher than expected, but lower than previous. So you need to keep that in mind. I saw some headlines this morning saying that GDP far exceeded expectations. I mean, it did, but it came in lower than before. So it shows that the economy's cooling, but at a healthy pace. Soft landing type stuff they talk about. So you're seeing that more jobless claims, which is honestly not good for your uncle who's unemployed, but it's good for the overall health of the economy because it's just been too hot. That's why they've been raising interest rates so much. And still healthy GDP growth, but it came in higher than previous. I think you would have seen an inverse reaction in the markets. So tomorrow, what we've got, these personal consumption expenditures price. I think those are going to be market movers. Really going to need to keep an eye on those. All coming out at 7:30 a.m. Central Time, 8:30 Eastern tomorrow morning. What else do we have in the news? Tesla reported yesterday after market. Tesla stock tanked. Didn't tank. Took a significant hit. Not good. So I think we saw after market close yesterday. You saw the Nasdaq act negatively to that. And find it. 5 o'clock. Didn't really do too much on the Nasdaq to me. Saw a lot of selling coming in yesterday, but if you were watching Tesla stock, you probably didn't want to be involved in it. It recovered a little bit, but certainly did not shoot up like Netflix shot up 2 days ago. Netflix still may be on a tear. I sold my position on Netflix, which I wish I definitely would have held it, but it's the way it goes. Take your profit and move on to the next one. It's up way too high for me at the moment. Little sip of coffee there. Up way too high for me at the moment on Netflix. So that train's left the station for me, but I certainly am not going to chase it. Still got a little bit of Nvidia in my back pocket. Nothing to brag about, but thing just keeps going up. I think Nvidia is going to it's going to be at like 1200. It's going to be like Broadcom or something. See it just keeps ripping. Anyways, I could talk about stocks all day. Stocks for me are just more chill to trade. Like I just get in stocks. I don't really watch them. Nasdaq futures are like my intraday hobby, kind of. Not hobby, I should say, but like my main focus. Then stocks are kind of I don't know, I think running in the background. Anyways, coming up here on this, that big impulse up, and we formed this kind of up channel here on the 5 minute. Just kind of be aware of that. If we break this support, it's only got one touch on it over here, so I'm not giving it a whole lot of value, but it has formed this nice little channel here. Maybe back down, I don't know. What I'd probably be looking for is a move down and then a break of structure back to the upside. Stop is just below that, and take profit would be up at a new high. And today's Thursday, so we've got some room to run. We're only up 0.5%. There's room to the upside, but yesterday, if you watched the video from yesterday, I definitely jumped in right on the open. It got stopped out. Glad I took my stop, but it was a similar situation where price pulled back on a 500 volume, and I just bought the pullback, and it completely failed on the opens. That happens, and just lick your wounds and move on to the next trade. So appreciate you guys being here. Oh, excuse me. Appreciate you guys being here. Yeah, let's let the market open. Hopefully find something good, and let's see what happens. Okay, guys, getting into the first trade of the day. We've broken out of this trend line here. And I may add to this. It's coming up. The backside of this trend line, maybe at 77, add to it. Be able to get to it here. See how far she wants to go. I wonder if we're going to get a nice move up. Let's see. Let's look at an overnight profile. See, we've broken out of this down channel. Came down a VWAP, VWAP, wick through VWAP. And now we're moving up. Let's see how this 5-minute closes. I'm really going to try to add to this thing and take it up if I can. This all looks bullish, but I maybe want to try to get a little bit better price. I got to remember that I've only got $1,100 in drawdown, so I need to trade with some restraint. It may bounce here at the top of value area high, but that 5-minute looks so bullish. Look at that. Trying to get this position higher. You can look over here on the 4-hour, how we're just nice range up. This move down probably got us some bears, and as I said yesterday, we got to get some sellers in order to get the price to move up. This probably traps some bears who are not getting squeezed out. We're gonna break highs here, move up. Keeps moving. I don't know why I have this trend line up. If we can hold this thing up, maybe it's gonna want to come up here and do a liquidity grab it at session highs. Volume coming in here. You can see that point of control coming in. Okay. This low volume node is really small, but you can see it right here. It's right there. It's coming. Healthy pullback or time to get out? Back on 1 minute. Don't kill me on this, guys. I just want this out of the way. I'm trying to watch the price action. I'm just staring at my stop. Maybe at 75, you could add to it. I may want to come back and use the back end of this. And then let's see if we get a bullish from 1 minute. Broke through. I might add again. Stop. I'll probably take a stop if we down into this area with bearish delta and stuff. But that's a pretty good push off of this trend line here. You can see the 2000 tick chart. Just seeing there's probably a bunch of liquidity sitting up here at like 30, right at pre-market highs. And you may want to come up there and eat that up and then retrace. Really like to see Delta more bullish. Well, this may take a little while, guys. I'm gonna not pause it. I'll keep recording and fast forward export process. Okay, guys. So took profit there. Should have held it. Should have held it. Um, yeah, I mean, kind of the. Well, I can explain a little bit what I did over here. I tried to take one contract off over here, and I ended up closing the whole position on accident. So then I got back in with one contract. Um, Endured a little bit of a drawdown, but I actually was thinking about adding to it if it some back down into this area. I tried adding to it over here, and I wouldn't let my order go through. Um, I think it's because I took my ATM strategy off. Anyways, really nice, couple nice bullish 5 minute candles. No reason to close out on it at that point. Just trying to hold that thing up. I do think there's going to be some liquidity up here that it may snatch, and then you may see a pullback, a liquidity grab before it rolls over. And I also I think 30 levels are, for whatever reason, maybe it's just superstition or good psych levels. You can see here, cumulative delta is moving up. So, um, gosh, it just seems like it's still bullish. It's good for stocks. Good for the markets. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna be done for today. It's 9:30. I'm just gonna take that one and call it a day. Again, coming in this morning, we had a bullish bias based on higher time frames. We found a decent pullback on a 5 minute down into VWAP. Break of that on a nice bullish 5 minute candle. Take it up to pre-market highs. It's probably gonna want to keep moving up. I'll keep looking at it, but I'm gonna go take a break from it. I'm going to be done for the next half an hour or so. So it's probably going to be all I'm gonna do. Appreciate you guys watching. If you got any value out of this, please give it a like, a subscribe. Hopefully we can pass this thing in the next couple of days or something. I'm ready to actually start making some money again. But it's good practice to do these. Good practice through these evaluation accounts, and particularly if you're new to trading, it's almost a must to do an evaluation account because you will start blowing up accounts left and right. I've blown up many accounts before, and the whole key to this game is capital preservation and staying in the game for as long as you can. So doing these, getting practice, getting good at taking losses, really important. Just kind of fine tuning your strategy. So, with that said, again, really appreciate you guys being here. Hopefully, I will see you back on the channel soon. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.